June 2023. This is my first effort this summer at one of our YouTube videos. So today is, I actually don't know the date. It's either 4, 5, or 6 of June. Obviously it's been raining in Colorado for what seems like weeks on end. So I'm inside today. I usually do these outside, but I was called really strongly this morning to make a kind of a mindfulness video about transitions. I was reading a little book that's been really inspirational to me, and I'm on page 4. So, yeah, find a seat and let's see what comes up. I'm in a huge transition right now in my life, so I'm going to kind of sit and explore that and just see what comes up and really just show anyone who's listening to this video that like how I personally do a mindfulness exercise, just a really experiential thing. I'm listening to what's coming up this morning as I was drinking my coffee, and just see what arises. I have no idea what's going to happen. So, but I do know it's about transitions. So find a seat and try to get grounded with your feet on the floor, or if you're lying back, feel your points of contact with the ground. And take a breath with me. Just a natural breath, however you're breathing today, in this moment. You probably can hear the rain in the background and a little bit of traffic. Hopefully you can hear my voice. So, transitions. There's so many different kinds of transitions. So many. And in group, we really usually talk about specific kinds of transitions, but gosh, whatever transition you're going through, bring that up, put that out there right now, and try to do this kind of work with me. So I'm going to take a breath and just really ask for whatever comes up to guide me. There's no recipe for this. So keep breathing intentionally and just noticing the quality of your breath today. Listening to the sounds on the video. Keep breathing. And as I'm sitting here, I'm kind of wondering what to say, because it's all pretty much inside of me. So sometimes it's not all language that we can express to each other or to ourselves even about what's going on when you're in the middle of a big change, or like right before a big shift, or maybe it just happened and it's just after. But any of those points probably hold a lot of magic in a way. So I am 1 week after a giant shift, and as I say that, there's emotion coming up. I can feel it. There was a wave of it when I expressed that out loud, even though there's no audience. So I'm going to sit with that for a second. It's not tears yet, but there's a tightening in my chest. So I'm going to let it be there. And as I'm sitting with it, it's moving actually. Ooh. It's getting higher. It's coming out of my chest region and up into my throat. So I'm just going to sit with that without giving it too much thought. What I'm doing is breathing deeply. And I'm giving up my inclination to think about it. I'm really just sitting with the sensation of this squeezy throat that I have right now. And now it's moving into the bottom of my chin, like where you would like, your grandma would like kind of, put her hand when you were a little kid. So it's right there. Gosh, it moved. I'm going to breathe again. Whew, push my feet into the ground. Right when I was about to say something to you about transition, emotion came up. Boy, that was a big one. And typically what I think happens is that sensation of an emotion coming is really scary. It can be really scary. It's like, oh my gosh, what is this? I haven't felt this before. This is a strange feeling and I don't know what it is, so I'm going to keep it from coming through me. And that takes a lot of energy. So noticing that was coming, because I was planning on talking in that moment. Noticing that it was coming, I just paused and I said, hang on a second, I'm going to sit with this. So as you notice something coming, to actually allow it in the room with you. So when I considered making this video this morning, I had a completely different idea of what I was going to say. So instead of saying too much about what's going on, I'm sitting in a chair, I'm breathing, I'm pushing my feet into the ground. And I'm just considering what's happening inside of my body as I consider this word transition. I haven't even told you my story, so a lot of times in group, we talk about the narrative or the story, or our kind of our headline, or what else do we call it? All those things, or the raw emotion. And I moved immediately into my raw emotion. The only thing you know is that I'm going through a transition, and I'm kind of 1 week on the other side of having made that transition. That's all I told you. And that was enough talking about it. Instead, I sat with you, with it, and I breathed. And that's literally what's happening right now. And everybody listening to this can do those things. You can sit or lay on the ground or however your body works. And I assume you can breathe. I hope you can breathe. And if you're struggling to breathe, I hope that you can find some relief. The tension from the emotion is now gripping up past my chin, the bottom of my chin, not like on my face, but underneath. It's almost like somebody's strangling me. So I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to let it sit there. And I'm going to say you're allowed to be here. And I'm going to speak directly to my emotions. I'm allowing you space. I'm allowing you to grip my throat, however you are doing that, and I'm curious if you have anything to tell me or anything I should know. I'm continuing to breathe. And I'm just tapping gently on my throat region with my fingers. That felt good, so I did it. I'm continuing to breathe. Breathe with me. Whatever transition you're going through, just sit with it. And let's go from the inside of your body out today instead of from our heads into the world, because when we let that narrative drive the day or the moment, it can really mess with you. So sit a little deeper into your position or lay. Find points of contact, something's holding you up. And breathe. And now that gripping sensation on my throat, after I tapped on it, it's really moving. It's moving up and out. It's completely out of my chest region. It's coming up to the end of my neck. And now it's in my head. And I'm just listening now. What do you need to tell me? I'm just tapping gently on the places I feel pressure. And I'm allowing it to be on the edge of my skin, on the edge of my skull. I'm allowing it to sit in my throat instead of avoiding, suppressing, distracting, running away from, any kind of dissociation or fleeing, numbing. I'm just allowing. So still sitting with it. The sensation has almost passed completely. It's almost like sometimes it's hard to get a word. I know in groups sometimes I say to folks, describe it to me. I can't actually describe it to you right now. So I understand when people say, I don't know. I do know, but I can't, there's no word for it. So I'm going to sit with what I'm experiencing. I'm just being super present by putting my feet on the ground. I'm grounding and becoming present, and I'm allowing myself to have the present moment experience with what is happening to me right now, or with me, or within me, and I'm sharing it with you. I'm able to breathe more deeply now. And it's almost as if the rain is falling on my shoulders and something is like bouncing off my elbows like hard pellets of rain. And I'm just smoothing out the front of my throat now with my palm. It just feels good because that was a very huge emotion that I didn't expect. And like I said, I came to this video to share part of my story with you, and all I needed to say was one statement. I'm a week out of making a huge transition, and that's as much of my story or narrative that even I needed to share. Sometimes we need we think we need to share the story over and over and over in different ways. And usually that's an attempt to have a better ending. And keep breathing. Sometimes sitting with an emotion for 15, 20 minutes or whatever this video is going to end up to be is far less time invested and so much more energy has moved than sharing that story 3, 4 times. Sometimes we share it more than that, especially with ourselves. I'll tell myself a story 20 times in my head, right? So, couple more deep breaths. I feel this coming to an end. I'm still sitting kind of tall, not like the Tin Man. I always have to bring up the Tin Man. I need to work on that. Why do I do that? I'm just kind of moving my neck around. So sit tall with me again. If you're lying down, that's fine. You don't have to, nothing's prescribed. So just take a breath, though. And let's find an ending place. That emotion has left. I don't know what to call it. That doesn't matter. Sometimes we want the why or the what. Instead, I'm really experiencing and getting curious about exactly what was going on. I don't need an answer today. I do know that I feel lighter. I know that something moved through me. I feel different. I feel the residue of that emotion having been on my neck, and I know that I lived through it. I'm stronger actually than I was 15 minutes ago. I'm sitting a little differently. I can tell I have a little bit of warrior in me right now, just a little kind of strength from that, from allowing something really powerful to move through me and to sit with it and let it be on the edge of my skin, let it be on the inside of my throat and grip my throat for just a few minutes. And now I'm on the other side of that sensation. I'm not even naming it today. It's too soon. So a lot of times, especially in our culture, that seems kind of streamlined. I'm going to take that back. In the English language, which is the one I was born and raised speaking, I do speak snippets of other languages, but I don't think we always have words for what we are feeling or sensing or our experience. And so I'm going to leave this one wordless and nameless today, and I'm going to be okay with that. I'm just putting my hand on my heart now, and I'm going to thank that emotion for showing up. And I'm going to thank myself. I'm going to have huge self-compassion right now for allowing time to sit with something that was difficult and that was uncomfortable. And I'm just going to say thank you for taking time to do that. And self-compassion goes a long way. I probably have a little bit more sitting to do, but this video is going to be too long then. So I'm going to wrap it up. So find a good place to, I might actually go for a walk because this one feels like it's making me want to move. So I think I'm going to go out in the rain and walk for 10 or 15 minutes. And let myself get more uncomfortable. Sometimes just like sensation on the skin, like holding a piece of ice or feeling the rain on your skin, that can really, and moving your body can really help that emotion finish. I don't feel finished with it right now. I'm almost there, but like, yeah. thank you for sitting with me, and let's take a breath together. Sometimes just knowing somebody out there also has an experience makes you feel not so alone. So thank you for listening to this, and if you participated, thank yourself and use this again and again and again. Those of you in transitions right now, gosh, I mean, this could be a different experience 15 times. I mean, respect your journey. Thank you for coming. Really, really, really appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.